Hi boys and girls, we're going to do some science, and today we are going to be learning about how to make things go fast. So, you're going to need a few different things for today's experiment, and you're probably all going to use different things. You need some sort of toy car, something with wheels, something that will roll. If you don't have a toy car or anything like it, you could try using a ball. It might make your experiment slightly different to everyone else's, but you will still get the idea. You also need a pencil and some post-it notes or little bits of paper. You need something to make a ramp with. So I have this envelope and a box. It's just a ramp that I can drive my car down. And you'll need a variety of different materials. So this is where you're all going to do different things. I've got some really smooth laminate floor. I've got a towel. I've got some bubble wrap. And I've got a carrier bag. You might have different things. You might have corrugated cards, you know, the bumpy stuff. You might have towels that feel different. You might have like some towels that are smoother than others. You might have sandpaper. Whatever you have, we can make it work. I also need a bit of space. I'm doing this in the hallway because I've got quite a long bit of space. So the first thing you need to do is set up your ramp. You just need to lean one thing on another thing so that it's sitting at a slant like that. Next thing you need to do is decide what material you're going to use first. Now, once you've watched this video, that'll make a bit more sense. But the first material I'm going to use is just my floor. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to write on my post-it note or my piece of paper, floor. Okay? And then I'm going to get my Manny in his car, make sure that there's nothing in his way, and I'm going to let him go. And wherever the car stops, I'm going to take this post-it note or piece of paper and I'm going to pop it right beside where he got to. So I've chosen to use bubble wrap next, and now I need to put the bubble wrap under the bottom of the ramp so that when the car comes off the ramp, it'll go into the bubble wrap. I'll show you. Just like that. Okay? And same as before, I'm going to get my little man in his car and I'm going to let him go. And then I'm going to take this post-it note and put it beside where he stopped. But I'm not going to stick it on the bubble wrap because I'm going to lift the bubble wrap up. So you need to put it in line with where he stopped, but on the floor. Okay? We're just going to repeat the same thing with each of our materials. And it's up to you how many materials you use. It depends what you have in the house, how much time you've got, what your mum and dad will let you use. Make sure you ask mum and dad before you go putting things on the floor. So we can see here that when my little guy in the car went onto the towel, he didn't get very far at all. The bubble wrap, he only got a tiny bit further. The carrier bag was better, but just the plain floor, he went further than on anything else. So what I want you to do now is go and do your experiment and then have a think about the results that you're getting and what you think that means. Why does your car go further on some materials than it does on others? Pause the video now, go and do your experiment, and then come back and I'll try and explain. So, how did you get on? Did you find that your car went further on some surfaces than on others? Did your car go further on bumpy surfaces or on smooth surfaces? I think you will have found that if your car was on a smoother surface, it's gone further. Do you know why that is? It's because of something called friction. And friction is what happens when two surfaces rub together. So in this case, it was the tyres of the car rubbing against the bubble wrap, the towel, the floor, whatever it was that you used in your experiment. So you should have found that the bumpier materials that you used, your car didn't go as far, and that's because there's more friction. If you want to know more about that, you can watch the video that's on the assignment, or if you want to just keep playing with this, you could see what's the smoothest thing that you could have. Could you make your car go even further by reducing the friction? Have a think about it, have a play, and let me know how you get on. I hope you've enjoyed this experiment.